Okay. Just be conscious of the fact that you've got a live mic in front of you, and I just don't want to mute you, especially if you don't know how to unmute yourself. So just please be mindful of the background noise. Mandy, welcome. Okay, so we're going to get into this. You know, REIGNation, for the guests, we really are an opportunity to learn and expand the way we do business. And it's very, very exciting to me, because we really do have some great opportunities that come up. We've talked about various tools. I always kind of lean into the AIs of the world. We talk about the different approaches that people need to take to get business, and one of which was Neal. Andy will explain who he is in just a moment, but it's come up over and over again that people really do think kind of either vertically in the kind of business that they're getting, or horizontally. And I'll give you an example. How many people have heard of a man named Seth Godin? Let me just see it. Some hands. Well, a couple of you. Okay. Seth Godin, if you want to find him, just go to Google and type in Seth. I met the guy. He's very proud of the fact that if you Google just the word Seth, his blog comes up. And aside from that little statement, he's actually a very interesting guy. One of the things that he gave an example of was going to a buffet. At any given time, any buffet that you go to, the best buffet in the world, is going to only be liked by 85% of the people. Now, what exactly does that mean? And why would it only be 85%? Well, it's nothing that the restaurant owner did wrong. Some people are vegan. Some people are kosher. Some people might love chocolate
when
cake.
is the pound?
You mind muting yourself, whoever's talking?
Thursday.
Okay, I'll do it for you. Some people might like chocolate cake, and there's only one chocolate cake. Some people might like bacon, which is completely contrary to the vegans and the kosher people. So at that point, the buffet owner could say, I want to either go wide and offer 2 cakes and a kosher section and a vegan section and all these different things that people might be actually wanting. And you might go from a 85% approval rating to an 87% and have spent that much more money. Or you could say, fuck it. I'm going to just go for it. I'm going to make the bacon lovers buffet. And I'm going to cut out the kosher people. I'm going to cut out the vegan people. I'm going to cut out the people like my wife who thinks the smell of bacon is absolutely disgusting, which she's wrong. The smell of bacon is fabulous, but that's a debate we'll have some other time. And they make bacon wrapped shrimp and bacon this and bacon and eggs and all kinds of bacon stuff. And there's a line around the block. Why? Because they're going deep. What we're attempting to do today in this meeting is to actually get you to think about going deep as opposed to going wide. The people who go deep, and you can name them over and over and over again, are the ones who make the most money. But Ed, I still want to be able to be the beachfront property guy. You sell property at St. Andrews Country Club. Don't you want to get the advantage? Of course I do. That's why I have a team. That's why I have a team of people doing this stuff. We are doing this. But when I introduce myself, I'm the gated community and country club expert. Why? That vertical has been great to me, and I've made money that way. So today we're going to be talking about absentee owners, and we're going to be getting into it with Neal and talking about that as a particular thing that focuses on. Andy, before we get going, just a question for you. What percentage of your business is historically been from absentee owners, let's say over the last 3 years?
70%.
70%. Okay, that's not an error, guys. That didn't happen by accident. Andy, start us off. Tell us, first of all, who you are, where you are, and get into your methodology, work your magic.
Yeah, so I'm Andy. I live in Orlando. I'm from the UK. I have a brokerage in the UK, and I have one here in Orlando. Moved here about 7 years ago. Done okay in real estate, and then decided to do absentee owners really at the start of 2022. So that's where it really started off, and I've been continuing ever since.
So you started in 2020, not started in business. I want to be clear.
No. Just started doing absentee owners, well, researching it at the back end of 2021 and 2022. I just went all in and started and trialing it, and then it just took off.
Okay, so you started trying it. What did you try? Everyone's like, you got barbarians at the gate here. They're like, I want some of that.
I say trying it. I mean, just like preparing it, because I was at Summit once, and my buddy Matt Beret, I don't know if you know him, the Brit Bear, he was shown on stage doing this absentee letter to investors in the States. And I thought, that's a good idea. But why don't I go one better? Why don't I go to the UK and send letters to people in the UK? So that was Summit, went back, thought about how I can do it. And then took me a couple of months to work out the best way to do it, and then launched it in January of that year or December of that year. I sent the mailers out and then started getting listings straight away from January.
Okay. And what exactly did you do? Let's break that down a little bit. What did you do? How much did you pay to do it? Like what was your methodology?
Okay. Let me share my screen so I can show you.
I'll give it to you in 1 second. Okay, this is the fun part, everyone.
Now, disclaimer, I have an advantage. I'm British. I live in Orlando. We have Disney World. There's lots of British people that own houses in this area. So you do have to find your niche. If you're Brazilian, if you're Spanish, right to those countries. And I'll show you how I do it.
And your voice is great.
Thank you.
When I went to England I opened an office there, I thought, okay, in England they sound so smart and sophisticated. I bet it's going to be the same way for me, but no, I'm just a dumbass. So that was what happened. Go ahead.
Right. Okay. Let me make sure I show the right one.
Okay.
Okay.
And just so everyone knows, there's going to be a full transcript of this meeting as well as the video on our blog and in our login on REIGNation. So
what can you see? Because I've got a couple of screens.
we can see the IMAP.
Okay, good. That's what I want to show you.
Great.
Okay. So I know some people don't have IMAP in their states, but we do. So this is how I'm going to show you. So when you go to IMAP, it's wonderful because it gives you so much information. So all I did was I'll come up here and chose the counties that I wanted to work in, Osceola being one of them, Orange County is another one. So what I've done, I chose the search area. Okay, I thought, right, who owns a property in Osceola County? Now I can choose anything I want. So I scrolled down to own a country, which is equal to the United Kingdom. And I thought, let's try and see how many there are. I've done a search and there's 1,400 results.
Wow.
That's just in that one. If I go to my other county, which is Polk, which is another one I work in, and do the same thing. Owner, where is it? Owner country there, equal to the UK. And you can do this with any country, of course. Another 1,500. So already there's 3,000 people there, plus the other two counties I cover, which weren't as many, but it looked at about 4,000 names.
And this covers all Florida?
This is all in these counties, all Florida. Everyone that owns a property in that county that lives in the UK.
Can you also search Palm Beach? I know you're going to do your thing. I'm just curious to see,
Yeah.
You know.
So Palm Beach, I had it there a second. There you go. Palm
There you
Beach, go. Living in where? In England?
Yeah, why not?
Oh, sorry. Hands all over the place. United Kingdom. Probably won't be that many, but there'll be, that's 210.
210. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. There's many more in Disney. Okay, sorry for the diversion.
No, but we can stay here. So then what I do is I go to the spreadsheet here. Why isn't it? Oh, there you go. Download results. And I can export that. I won't do it because it takes ages. Export that into an Excel spreadsheet.
Okay.
So once I've got data, I then have to sort it because you get a lot of duplicates or a lot of missing information. So I just found someone on Fiverr and said, hey, can you take out any duplicates for me and find any missing zip codes, etc. And they sort it as much as.
Let me just explain. Fiverr is a website. It's fiverr.com. It's where you hire freelancers for a variety of things. You hired someone from there, Andy.
Yes, I did.
And how much did he cost, or she? Were they?
Like $50 something to spend a couple of hours sorting it. Wasn't
okay,
much.
no money. Good.
No, not at all. So once I've got the list and then I've got them down, I then needed to come up with to these people. And this is where I'm really bad because I've not sent anything that you'd go, oh wow. It's just me just waffling on. The first ever one I've done was, hi, I'm a fellow Brit. I live in Florida. I'm in real estate. I have a brokerage in the UK if you ever need a point of contact. But I also sell property here in Orlando, Florida. If you ever want to sell your house, let me know. Something along those lines. Then I started changing it to stuff like this as it, again, not very good. Basically, I'd come up with a title, rate coming down, but will property values too? And if you think of this, the possibility, you can see what it says there, right? It's 2 paragraphs, then a bit about my company in the UK. Then I moved on to like, right, the market's getting tough. If you're thinking of selling it in the next 12 months, now's the time to act. It was just, they're not any crazy letters. They're simple. People could probably do a lot better than this, but it worked for me. Okay. So I sent those out. I've got
To the
emails
to the 3,000 people?
4,000 in total once I've done the other 2 counties. So all of them got this. And a lot of them, my UK brokerage, he got about 400 letters back in the mail. So they was a bit pissed off that they're getting so many things in the mail that day. And then what I've done, I'll show you numbers. 2022, 30 transactions with 10.9 million in volume, $323,000 in commission. 2022.
Hold on 1 second. Whoever's talking, please stop. I'm gonna have to actually stop the screen share and mute you. You're on a live show here. It's not that tough. Please just stop that. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, and then in 2023, 10.2 million, $288,000 commission.
Okay.
And to date, I've done 3 million with 83,000. So in total, since the start, $27,694,000. I've spent $21,000 with 97% return on investment, 68 transactions.
And all these people that we're looking at are foreign owners?
All British. I've
British.
actually got 4 active, not 2, with 3 coming soon that I've signed listing agreements on. And I've got another mailer that I just paid for yesterday that's about to go out next week.
Okay, so for basically less than a 4% investment, you basically 3% investment, you got a 97% return. The return was $700,000. And the crux of the marketing really was just that letter. Was there more? I mean, was there
No,
more?
honestly, there was no more. That's it. That is literally it. And
We
then
gotta give us more. The meeting's gonna end too soon. I'm just
well,
fucking.
no, but that's all I do. It's that simple. I did,
Yeah.
I did try to do it in Canada. I've done the same thing. I've got 2 listings from it, but I thought for the money I'm spending on doing it and the time, it's not really working for me. But I mean, if you're Brazilian, you're Portuguese, anywhere in South America, there's got to be an opportunity there for someone to do this. Let me stop sharing because I've frozen for some reason.
Yeah, you did freeze. Here, I will stop the share if it's, let's see. I'm still seeing your screen.
Okay, I'm trying.
Okay, there we go. There we go. It bounced back.
Am I frozen?
No, where are you? I don't see you.
Okay, well, I can talk. You can hear me.
I can hear you. We can definitely hear you. I'm not sure exactly what happened. It's pretty amazing stuff. And let me ask you this, Andy, and then maybe we could help you at least brainstorm here. What more can you do aside from the letter? Because look, you made $700,000 in less than 3 years on a $27,000 investment. I know I'm looking at Aton right now. He's excited. That's an excited guy right now in Portugal. So if you ever want to see what the one looks like, you could look at Terry. He's like rubbing his beard, saying, money, 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 money. So what more can we do? What more can we? What more if everybody was Andy? You know that he's getting response from the letter. What other ideas? Who are some of my mailers here? Who are some of the people that get their business from direct mail? Before I pick on Harris, who I know has some great ideas because he's deep in thought too. Okay, great. Harris, thank you for asking. Okay, Aton, I'll give Harris a break here. Aton, what did share with us?
I want to ask Neal, why did you choose a letter and not like a postcard? It's more usual to send a postcard. So is the letter like better?
Did he disappear? Yeah, Daniel.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
We need to see if we can get him back.
I can answer that question. I've been starting to mess with mailers. One thing that I've done that's successful is
Harris, tell everyone who you are and where you are. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Harris Benson. I'm with Douglas Elliman in Houston, Texas. Hello to everybody I don't know, and hello to those I do. So one thing I've started to do is for my listings, I'll like mail, let's say, between 100 and 400 neighbors, depending on where it is, and just say, hey, I have this listing. We're getting new people, if you're at all interested in selling, text me or call me. And it's like a very similar letter to what Andy's doing, where I hand sign it or it looks like a hand signature, but everything is in a handwritten envelope, and it's like a colored envelope to make it look like, right, it's coming from a real person. I think that has a much better open rate and reaction rate. And I've gotten calls and in-person meetings from those because people actually open it, whereas a postcard, it's like clear advertising.
Got it. So
So I assume Andy will probably have something similar to say, but maybe not.
Andy's back. Andy, what Harris did you hear what he had to say?
You send in handwritten envelopes?
Yeah, you're being asked the question, why do you send that letter and not a postcard? And you were like, you were gone. So I just kind of stepped in and said what I thought you'd probably say and what I've been doing.
Yeah, I think people are more inclined to open it when it looks more official or personal.
Okay.
I'm actually filing something right now. When I sent the latest letter to the company last week, he said, Andy, why don't you think about doing this? And he designed a mock-up flyer for me. And I'm working on changing it right now. And we're going to try something a little bit different. So it's a mock-up, and I'm going to have pictures of some sold properties and a bit more information on it, but it's still going to go into an envelope. So that's going to be either hit or miss. So we'll see how it goes the next month.
Yeah, what would be good for you, Andy, is to have like case studies, like maybe 2 or 3 examples on like the back of the letter.
Yeah.
And so people can see results, because you've gotten obviously great results.
Yeah, for sure. So that's why I put a few solds on there so they can see it. So we'll see how it goes. I'm not scared to change things up. I do believe it's not broke, don't change it, but I don't fix it. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
Eitan, you had a question?
I actually tried this, and I did look into IMAP and collected a lot of European owners that own property in Miami-Dade. And I tried to skip trace them, but apparently skip tracing does not work in Europe. So
No, you rules in Europe. We have something called GDPR, which is if you tout people over there, you can get in trouble. I don't know how it works and being based in a different country, but the rules are very different.
Yeah,
So,
they care more about your privacy in the UK, I guess.
so I guess the letter is the best approach, huh?
it has been for me. And like I say, somebody might find something else and think, you know what, I can do it better. And that'd be great because we can all learn from that as well. But that's just how I do it.
So let me ask you this, Andy. Is it just one letter? So you got those 4,000 mailers. It's just one letter that went out, or is there multiple? Do you have a?
No, so I do it every quarter, and I try to change the message on it.
Okay.
But again, it's difficult to try and find the messages, what to put out there, because you can't say the same thing every time that the market's great. Now's a good time to sell if the market's crap. So you've got to change. So when the market started getting difficult, I said, look, the market's starting to get difficult. If you're thinking of selling the next 12 months, now might be a good time to act.
So we got two questions here. Were they UK absentee owners? Yes, you do exclusively UK people, right?
Yes, correct.
Okay. And
have you tried in any other language but English?
No, I'm not brave enough because I know what'll happen. They start calling me and speaking a different language, and I'll be screwed. So I've not tried it. That's why I'm saying anyone. I know we have a lot of Brazilians here in Orlando, so anyone that speaks Portuguese, that's a massive audience to target. Now, I wish I spoke Portuguese. I'm going to start learning it, but I don't right now. So
I'm learning it right now. I'm in Lisbon, and Portuguese is the language. So,
yeah.
And there's huge Brazilian influence here.
Absolutely.
So that's great. So basically, it's the same letter 4 times a year, rewritten in various ways, and you haven't found the perfect letter yet, because obviously my needs might be different than somebody else. I mean, just because.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the market changes. So I can't send the same thing every time. It's got to be relevant to the market we're in.
Sure. Have you addressed things like the buyer's broker commission? And I mean, has that
not mentioned it?
Okay.
Not mentioned it.
Because it's going to be interesting to see how the Europeans respond to that when we're switching over to what Eitan and a lot of people tell me is largely the European style.
We're used to it. We're used to not paying a buyer's commission anyway.
So the question becomes: will you be able to get them to pay the buyer's broker? As I'm not going to bring you anyone unless I'm getting paid. It's nothing personal, but I like getting paid.
But like with anyone, we're going to be telling people, sellers, hey, I don't want to pay a buyer's commission. Well, it depends on your goals. You know,
Sure.
do you want to be on the market and sell, or do you want to be on the market and sit there and don't sell? You know, what are your goals? How quick do you want to get sold? If you want to sell quickly, your goals are to move, you know, in the next 2 months. I'd suggest we pay a buyer's broker, you know. But there's a way to do it, you know that. But I'm just saying, I don't think there'd be a problem.
So
Okay.
once they say they're interested, you go ahead and do a listing agreement with them at 6% or less?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes I have to negotiate a little bit. So I think my average fee worked out about 2.85% based on everything I sold. But most of them, I don't even meet. I'd say 85% I've never met. You know, they just email me, say, hey, can you sell the house? There's normally a lockbox on the door because it's a vacation. I go down there, we check it out. I have a Zoom with them sometimes, and it really is that simple. It almost seems a little bit too good to be true, where it's been that easy.
So hold on, Eitan. We got
Yeah,
other people. We got other people with questions, Eitan. Go ahead, Harris. You got to unmute, Harris.
I think it would be nice to hear from Andy. So Andy, like, are you for each quarter when you're mailing these out, are you basically mailing the same people every time until you get a response, basically?
Absolutely, everyone gets the same every time.
Cool.
It's the same people. I've had a few complaints, so I just make a spreadsheet with the do not contact addresses. I give that to the mail house. You know, don't forget, I found a mail, to go back to how I do it. I found a mailing company in the UK. So
Okay.
they get the mailers. So the cost of mail is a lot less by sending it from the UK to the UK as opposed to me sending it from here.
Yeah, of course. That makes total sense.
Yeah,
We're gonna get. Sorry, go ahead, Andy.
no, so I've done the same in Canada. I just Googled mail houses in Canada. I found someone based there. So you could do the same for Brazil or Ecuador, Colombia, whatever you choose. You can do the same.
Got it.
We're gonna get Eitan in a second here. Very chatty today, Eitan. I like that. But what I want to know is if it's worked 4 times a year for you in a quarterly, how did you come up with that as the frequency? Did you say to yourself, well, what if I double it and made it 8 times a year or made it 5 times a year? Like, what was your methodology behind that?
I think I'm too polite. I don't want to piss people off.
Okay.
So I just, that's purely the reason, because I think it's a bit much if I'm doing. I know other realtors are doing it as well, because I go to their house sometimes and they say, "Oh, we get so many mailers from agents." And don't forget, there's a lot of houses that I've not got. I mean, I'd say there's definitely, I can think of 5 I've been to in person to meet and didn't get it because another British realtor got it. So those numbers are good, but there's opportunities I missed as well.
Okay. Eitan, go ahead.
Would you attribute the success of your technique here to the type of market you're in?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And like I say, some markets it won't work in. You know, unfortunately, New York, it might not work. Somewhere like that, for example, it might not work, right? But I found my niche and I run with it. And I'm not going. And someone that's not British trying to target British owners probably won't work. You know, and this sounds funny, but most of the people I deal with in England say we like dealing with you because we speak the same language. That sounds funny, but we really do, because terminology, I know that, you know, and one thing I think is important on this as well is you really need to know the market in their country, how it works. And I own a brokerage over there. I was 17 years in England, sold 5,000 homes in England. So you need to know how that market works, because they're going to ask you questions that relate to their market, and you need to know the translation to the market here.
Okay. This is great stuff. It's interesting. I'd love to do like an A/B test. For those that we will do a meeting, by the way, on A/B testing. A/B testing is where it's what it sounds like. You have group A and group B, and you're going to do a very similar message. We either change frequency or style, and you see which group is going to produce a greater result. So it might be worth it, Andy, to do, you know, cut it in half sometime and see you got 1,500 or 2,000 getting 4 times a year, and the other group getting 6 times a year. I don't know, just an idea. I'm just trying to think out loud where you don't kill the goose that laid the golden egg. Because here's the thing I think about with mailers. And I get this on my team all the time. Well, am I emailing them too much? Am I reaching out too much? People have no idea. They have no idea. If they got a letter from you 2 months ago, was it 2 months? Was it 3 months? I mean, it really is some value to the frequency. And at the same time, I get it. A lot of you have said, Ed, we get a lot of emails from you. I'm trying to come up with the right balance. I mean, it's a little bit different with REIGNation. But
and also people might, you know, one day a husband might get home from work and get the mail, chuck it in the trash. The next time the wife might get it and they haven't seen it for 6 months because they didn't tell the other person about it. You know, it's just, if that makes sense.
And it could be that they threw it out and they say, oh, what was that nice guy? Too bad. I'll pick the next. I mean, you know that happens.
Yeah.
I think about that all the time. One of the things that will keep all of you working really hard, and I think about this a lot, hopefully keeping you working smart, is that I know for a fact that when I'm resting, someone else is working really, really hard to get my business. Somebody's working really, really hard to get my business. So that's, can't live with a gun to your head. I get it. But to come up with strategically what you can do to keep yourself going and to keep the message flowing. Andy, have you considered intermixing email with this? Has that been a factor for you? Have you started a newsletter?
I want to, because there's there's a friend of mine, a fellow Brit. And every time I speak to a seller, they're like, "Oh, we get James Donovan's emails every month." I'm like, "Shit, how does this guy get their emails?" I don't have the access to get their emails. So I did, then yeah, absolutely, I could do that.
Got it. Okay.
I don't know how he does it.
Got it. Brilliantly simple, guys. There's no reason why you can't take advantage. Andy, one other thing about this. You got England. I don't want a $100,000 listing. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. But
Right.
that's not. So can you put a price limit on that? What they had paid for the home? Nothing less than 500,000, 300,000?
No, I mean, I've the lowest I've sold is 110,000.
But I'm saying in your search for
Oh
sellers.
no, no, you can't.
You can't.
Not I know of. Maybe I can look into that, but I don't think so.
Okay. It's just
Because it would be nice, because I've had a few people phone me and go, "Hey, I've got this lot of land and I want you to sell it, and it's landlocked in the middle of nowhere, worth about $5,000." And I'm like, so them ones are just unfortunate. I don't deal with lots, but yeah, it'd be good if we could filter it out.
Sure. Well, by the way, if you're not going to make a living at it, you could say, I don't do it because it's not a profit center of ours. I know that
Right.
sounds like a weird answer, but again, I'm a huge fan of making money. Everyone on this call knows that. Making money is like one of my 3 favorite things. And I think that's, there's nothing wrong with it. It's not a symptom of a disease. It doesn't make you an unscrupulous person. I say this because I know a lot of you feel guilty about making money sometimes. That deal was too easy, somebody once told me. Nonsense. Take the money. Feel bad about it. Give it to your church. Eitan, go ahead.
Andy, do you get any requests to sell timeshares?
Occasionally, yeah, occasionally, but again, they're just a nightmare, so I don't get involved.
I see. Okay.
Having a standard. That's great stuff. Why just England? I know you're obviously from the UK. Have you considered adding, say, France, or well, maybe the French don't like the English? I don't know. Like, what's
No, I don't like the French. No, I'm kidding. I don't mind them. I've done Ireland, because obviously England count. When you do England, it covers Northern Ireland and Scotland. But I've done Ireland a couple of times, and out of the 2 times I've done Ireland, I had 1 listing, so it didn't work for Ireland for some reason. Maybe they don't like the British. I don't know, but it didn't work so well. But no, I've not done anywhere else. I thought about Australia, because I thought they're British speaking people, but I haven't done that yet, and I might look into it a bit more.
And where does the letter go? It goes to their Florida home or their UK?
No, their UK home.
Interesting. So what is postage for that from Orlando to London or to wherever you're going to be?
So for 4,000, the last I was looking this minute ago. Here we go. So about $2,500 will send just under 4,000 mailers.
Okay, so it's about 65 cents a mailing?
Something like that. Yeah, the mail's cheaper in England.
Yeah, but it's coming from here. That's interesting.
No, it's not coming from here. That's what I said.
Oh, you're having it fulfilled in London.
Yeah, I send the information to a mailing company in the UK, and they send for me. That keeps my cost down.
Isn't that interesting? Okay, yeah. Again, you're learning it here first. Okay, Eitan, Chatty Eitan, you had another question?
No, it was a mistake.
No. Okay, it was a mistake. Who else? Let's open this up here. Who else is in, perhaps some other area where they have some questions about the people that they might be able to go and approach? Anyone? Okay. Look, interesting stuff. I think it's really cool. I want to get Andy, anything else you want to point out before we go on to? I'm going to show a couple of ChatGPT things for everyone.
No, I don't think so.
Okay. If you guys want to get together with Andy, he's a great guy. And I want to give a shout out. This is the second time he's done this. If anybody has what they perceive as a particular niche or particular thing to learn, let me just give the little plug for next week. We've got productivity hacks next week. That's going to be a good one because I know that a lot of you are completely overwhelmed with all the tech that's out there. And a lot of you have said, well, how do you get so much messaging? What are you doing? Productivity hacks. So that's going to be important to do. What I'm going to do here is actually show you some ChatGPT for those that are interested. And then we'll get on with this. So here, ChatGPT just rolled out what's called ChatGPT 4.0, which is O like the letter O. It stands for Omni. And this is actually available now to those who have paid and those who have not paid, which is kind of cool. If you've paid, you're going to get a little bit more features. You're going to get a little bit more ability to check and ask questions. One of the things that I like about it is I could click on that little paperclip, and if I want to put a newsletter, like here, I've got Erica's Plumbing just did a quote for one of my clients. I could actually get a PDF, and boom, it will go into ChatGPT. Of course, because I'm on the Zoom meeting, it's going to take a long time. But one of the things that I could do is actually have a chat with the PDF. It's just a quicker way to actually get it into the system here. Bad example, it's taking forever. Let me see if I can find something else. Unable to upload. Let me just try here. Maybe this one will go faster. No. Okay. Not sure why the time frame is taking longer. Again, whenever I'm on a Zoom call and doing it, I think this thing is just getting too much information that is actually out there. But let me just share with you, now maybe it'll work now. Let's take a look. So I've connected my Google Drive to this, and I could actually connect and pull items right from the drive itself or upload from my computer. Let's see if it does it now. There we go. Okay, so now it's in here. Tell me what this PDF is about in less than a paragraph. So now it's going to take that information and it gives us really in simple terms what that thing is about. I could even say, is there any legal warning or something you think that I should be aware of on here, on this, in this PDF? It might be no. Yes, the document contains several warnings, non-refundable deposits. Okay, so it's going on. And again, it is a little bit slower. Ownership of materials, late fees, refund policy, chargebacks, warranty, exclusions, liability. So it goes through all that and it could give you this. But here you could take a question that it might have and say, what does Florida law say about their liability clause? Is it legitimate? What should I know? You know, again, I'm just speaking off the cuff here. So now it's actually browsing the Florida law and it's giving you based on what you're learning from that document. So to be able to have all of this in here, you can actually learn about what you are reading. There's somebody who's in REIGNation who went through a divorce, and she was telling me that she had to go to her attorney multiple times a month to talk about things. And every time she was paying $400 an hour, whatever a lawyer costs these days. I'm not saying that this replaces a lawyer, although some people have used it in place of a lawyer. I know a couple of guys that wrote their partnership agreements using ChatGPT. But as far as getting the real advice, you really should take it to a lawyer. However, if you put it in there, you're going to be able to get the pointed questions that you could ask an attorney. You're going to be able to really narrow down and have a greater understanding. In fact, her attorney went to her and said, are you using another lawyer right now? Because they were able to get that type of information. So I'm going to leave that as just one thing for everyone to learn about and think about. Again, next week is productivity hacks. We've got to learn that. Wants, needs, and brags. Now's the time in the meeting to talk about what you want, what you need, and maybe something that you want to brag about. I put a house under contract. That's my brag. And I just contributed to a charity that I'm very, very pleased with for the mental health of the survivors of the October 7th attack. I'm very proud of being able to support people who are going through so much mental anguish. Again, I invite you to talk about things that you might be proud of as well. And I open up the floor. This is the time. It's not time. No one's going to throw anything at you if you say something here. No one's going to be mean. Anyone's mean, I'm going to sick Aton at them. Aton's going to be mean to them. And he could be really nasty. Anyone?
Hi, Edmund. It's
Who's
Mandy.
that? Mandy. Hey, Mandy.
Hi, how are you?
Any better, I die laughing. What's up?
I have my largest listing, which is in Northeast Boca on the water. It's 6.159 million. So I'm very excited about that. And I would love for someone on REIGNation to bring a buyer.
And we would love to do that. Can you share it on the in both on the Facebook page and more importantly on the REIGNation website? We have circles on there.
Absolutely.
And we'd love for you to share it because we have people that are going there every single day that matter. And Mandy's a great lady and very ethical and hardworking. And if anybody needs to meet a good broker, you don't have to go much farther than her. So I think that's great. Thank you for sharing that.
Thank you.
Thank you. Who else?
Hey,
Okay,
hey, Edmund.
Kenny
Hi,
Bellini. I love this guy's name. Kenny, go ahead. And then the next person who was talking.
Yeah, I'm doing something a little more unusual. I got a huge piece of property. It's raw. It's worth about 5.5 million here, and I'm never gonna say what it is because I've already. I'm actually the owner is an agent, but wants representation. But I'm taking it to. I've already got it in front of a buyer. That's a huge nonprofit buyer. I'm not going to a person. I'm looking at it for a way to sell it and also somewhat at a discount. It seems like a discount, but we're giving a 25 to 35% donation because this is a charitable organization and structuring it so everybody benefits a lot more.
Mm.
And they're going to use it for pretty much going to probably keep it raw, probably build a gigantic school on it. But I've done deals with this organization before, but to think about corporate buyers, this one owns about half a dozen houses for some of their employees or professors, even they do have a university attached to it. That's one. The other thing, I spent 3 days with my wife at this incredible house in Rancho Santa Fe with some friends of ours that are putting together syndications. So we've been studying syndications and they've done 4 big ones already. One was, and we're looking for some properties to do that. They raised $2 million and did an incredible one in Mexico.
Okay.
But think of that if, besides just selling, doing some investing. So look at that. You wind up people putting in 50,000 or 100,000 or something like that. And these people done it like 4 times already. And in the end, everybody gets their money back in 5 or 6 years, but I wind up owning the building with a
Love it.
$250,000 cash flow annually. So that's what we're doing. All right. Yeah.
That's clever stuff. Kenny Bellini. Can you tell everyone where you are?
I'm in Los Angeles and I also live I have a home up in the mountains. I'm there now, a little place called Pine Mountain Club.
Okay.
And there's a lot of people with second homes here. So the absentee owner thing is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Or look in your own farm and look and see where, we're selling second homes too. So that's another thing with people out of LA.
Thank you for that. Kenny Bellini, good guy to know. And Karina Pacific made a comment here. Was it you who started speaking, Karina?
Hi guys.
Hi.
Morning.
Hey.
Yeah, I did. I put in the chat a oh sorry.
Yep, we're looking at it.
A gorgeous 4-bedroom, gonna have bathroom. It is community. It's called 360. It's by LAX. It's right next to Manhattan Beach, Hermosa Beach, a mile from the beach. And it's just
Piano here.
It's just 1.675, not much. It's
I don't know how to turn it off.
2,200 square feet. It's a beautiful community, you guys. They test
Sorry.
pools, parks, all kinds of things.
Yeah.
So sell it, bring somebody.
Sell it for you. Okay. And you're going to add that to the REIGNation website as well, to the circles?
Oh, yeah. You were going to guide me on how to do that. Is that pretty simple to do?
It's so simple.
Okay, got it.
So simple. We will
Done.
guide you. Actually, maybe at the end of the meeting here, we'll guide you a little bit. And maybe
Done and done.
could, since he's the champion of the website here, my partner Eitan, can do that. But thank you, Karina. And Karina, I will be well, I'm going to catch up with you by phone. I'm going to give you a buzz.
Okay.
Okay. Who else? Wants, needs, and brags. Maybe Tanya is new here. Alicia Hurt is new here. David Ho.
I actually have a brag. You might think it's funny, but
Andy, let's hear your brag. I love Andy's brag.
although I do lots of absentee owners, I don't really want that to be my core business. I sold a house last week, a listing of mine for 1.8 million, but I double ended it. So I got both sides.
Ooh.
So people think I just do the Disney market. I don't. I do I live in Windermere, which is a higher end area. So that's where I want to be. This is the sort of value I want to be in, like the sort of the 7-figure range, which I used to do in the UK. So yeah, just bear me in mind for any luxury homes as well, because I can sell those too. I'm not just a Disney man.
You see that? And he's fun to listen to. Here we go. Any of the new folks want to chime in? It's again, I know it's a little overwhelming because you don't know us, but we're not going to bite. At least, you know, Eitan might, but I'll stop him. Anyone?
Good morning, Alicia Hurt here. I'm in Bainbridge, Georgia, not too far from Tallahassee. I just started in this market in April, and I finally got a for sale by owner under contract for a buyer. So I'm happy about that. I also do international real estate through the ISA program of Trade International, and I've sold 2 lots for one of the biggest developers in Mexico, and we have a lot more available. So that's my niche, is the international market.
Great. Well, I hope you're enjoying the meeting, and we hope to have you come back.
Thank you so much. Yes, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Okay. Anyone else before Eitan works his magic and shows us some of the functionality of the website? And Terry, I need you to still sing us out, so you can't leave yet.
I'm right here.
Okay.
I'm right here.
For those who've never seen it before, okay, it's kind of like witnessing Sasquatch or the Loch Ness Monster or something. Nobody's ever seen it. Eitan, you with me?
Yes.
Okay, share your screen and show us what REIGNation.com can do.
Okay. And
but make sure to take your porn off your screen as well. Just kidding. It's a joke. Too much? No good? I don't want, I'm gonna get canceled at some point. I'm gonna fuck up. I don't know what to say anymore. I really don't. I'm gonna make oh, look at that guy. There's a handsome man. Okay, so the page went away because the meeting happened, I guess, right?
And so the meeting just ended, and our header just
our header disappeared. But take him to the members area, perhaps, or.
So the most important is our members area. So I encourage you to go to the members area. And here you have the community hub and the mastermind archive. So in the community hub, we would like to encourage you to go ahead and use it as much as possible. It's a little slow because Zoom is on, but so here you would find the latest meetings with the Zoom links. So here is a post. You go to the Zoom link here, or you go to the mastermind link here, and I encourage you to, when you see that, to RSVP to our meetings when you hope to attend. So you click here on RSVP, and it will also give you a link to put it in your calendar. And once it's in the calendar, you won't miss the meeting. And that link also has the Zoom meeting, so you will never be without the Zoom meeting again, the Zoom link again.
Very good. Well, why don't you show Rena how she could post in here?
So here in the Mastermind tab, we have all the upcoming events. So now we are looking ahead and planning, and we have planned 2 months of meetings. And you can go ahead and see which topics interest you and make sure you attend them. So we have planned all those meetings all the way through June, and the month of June is going to be our 10X Your Business Mastermind series. So that will be very interesting.
Yes.
Here,
go ahead.
Here in the feed, we have what we call circles. So you have the live meetings, which is the information about those meetings and comments about them. Generally, you have the ChatGPT prompts. And if you want to list your property, you would do it in this listing, in this circle. And here you can go ahead.
Just slow down, Eitan, because you're scrolling and it's just giving me a headache here. You should just stop and let them see this.
We have basically categories that are called circles.
Yes, sir.
And you know, if you don't post in general, you can be more specific and categorize your posts.
Yes.
So I encourage you all to post, to comment, and to participate in our community. Here we have a lead board that shows who actually is participating the most, and we think about giving a prize or a reward to the person that will be most engaged, or the people that will be most engaged. And here we also have a tab with resources, and you have stuff like the Video Vault, which is basically all our past meetings. So here you can see in 2024, we have all those meetings. This is the meetings from
last week.
By the end of the day today, you would find today's meeting in this video archive. And if you actually go ahead and watch all of them, you will get a badge. So.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, no, we're trying to get the competition. A lot of you will ask me where this information is. It will reside here. Eitan, go to the resources tab one more time, if you don't mind.
Sure.
Why don't you show everyone the file cabinet, which we will be migrating outside of Facebook.
Okay, here's the file cabinet. So
right now it's taking you off
outside of the system. It will take you to a new tab. Ooh, what is this? Really?
You're not logged in.
And okay, this is not the file cabinet.
Yeah. There you go. Okay.
And here this is all our files.
So just stop right there for a second. Okay. So just don't move. Can you not move? Okay. Divorce attorney letter, ChatGPT cheat sheet. We got a mailer for Canadians. I don't know what that's about. We've got an absentee letter that might have been from, again, we've got that already in there. We got standard operating procedures. You could rip this off and duplicate it, guys. You're not using this, and you should. And if you have a resource that you want to share, we want it. We want to be able to have a shared collective knowledge base that everyone could get out of here. I'm going to stop it at that for now. Our problem is that we could keep machine gunning so much at you for you to learn that I just want you to
One
think.
more thing.
That's
I
it. That's
want-
it, Eitan. Eitan, stop. That's it for now. We will get this slowly, but I know how people are learning here. They're not absorbing everything that you throw at them. I know you want to go and give them the whole Megillah. We will make videos and show you all of that, but we do need to get going. And next week, there's going to be another little demonstration by Eitan as well. We've just got so much going on. What I found was that everyone is absolutely overwhelmed and they do nothing. I'd like you to just to think about right now, getting yourself onto the REIGNation page and tinkering with it. That's all I want you to think about today. And from there, it will get better. Criticize us. Tell us what's wrong. We're not always right with all this. We're just in infancy. We're making it better and better. And for that, Eitan, I thank you. And Terry, are you ready?
Oh, yeah.
When Terry's ready, it makes me want to say, it really is great to see all of you today. This was so much fun leading this group, and I look forward to seeing all of you next week for another exciting episode of
REIGNation.
Mazel Tov. We love that. Thank you, Terry.
Thanks, Edmund. Thanks,
We'd never
everybody.
end the meeting if it wasn't for Terry. Thank you all. I hope to see all of you.
Thanks,
If you have
Andy.
questions, definitely reach out to me. Take care, everybody.
Thanks, guys.
See you guys.